We got our dredges all rigged and ready. Now we got to get our rigs ready for our actual hook baits. So for these, since blue marlin's our target, we're going to get rid of rubber grommets and go with heavy swivels. We're going to add nice big heavy copper wire to the swivel first. Then we're going to add a little shot of 50-pound braid to actually tie to the hook. And these you just want to make up in advance, and that's what we're doing right now. And it's just as simple as wrapping copper wire 1 inch down over itself, over the swivel. Do these watching a football game, or take 10 minutes to do 100 of them. It is really as simple as it looks. It's 80-pound swivel, single long copper wire, just double it back 1 inch over itself, and just wrap it down tight. Just a 80-pound swivel and a long light copper wire. Double it back 1 inch, start twisting. Pull it smooth, done. Step 1, done. Now step 2, we're just gonna get some 50, 60, or 80-pound braid. And we're gonna cut 12 inches. Once you got it cut, we're just going to take and make a loop. Overhand knot 1 time. That's ready to go. Once you got those set up, they're going to go on to the other half of the swivel. Just going to take the looped end through the swivel 1 time. Then take that pretty loop there and bring your knot through it. So it's hitched on there like that. Now the ballyhoo is ready to be rigged, and then that loose knot there will cinch up on the hook. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a bunch of these at 1 time, then I'll put them on the rigs. Might notice that I'm cutting one and then adding the next one, so they're all the exact same length. I'm kind of like that. I like everything to be exactly the same. So when I rig a bait, every bait's exactly the same. So, real simple. Just cut one, slide, then just go backwards on itself, and then they're all going to be the same length when you're done. All right. Just do a single overhand knot. It's really skinny. All right, step 3 is actually putting the loops onto the swivel. We made the loops in the copper rigs. Now we're just putting these on so that we can rig the baits. All right, our rigs are ready. This is the last one. Okay, I'm gonna grab a couple baits, twist a few up for you. My deckhand Tyler has already prepared the ballyhoos. He's got all the guts out of them, taken the eyes out, and broken their backs. They're ready to be rigged. Step 4 is rigging the ballyhoo. We've decided to go with chugger heads today because the weather's very calm, so we're not gonna use any lead, so we're gonna rig the bait so it pulls from the forward point. So we're just gonna go right in the mouth and out the gill. We want the swivel to end up right at an extension of the bill. That's where we want it to be. So once we've come out the gill light, we're gonna go behind the gill, over the head, back into the gill. That's really gonna be a pulling point. So now that we're back where we started, we're gonna go through the eyes several times to hold the gills together. Help keep the bait from washing out. We're working our way back towards the swivel to bind it in place. We've gone through the eyes 3 times, and now we want to finish. So by finishing, we're going to go up through the mouth and through the soft part of the beak. And then we're going to close the mouth shut. Now we're going to pull that swivel right where we want it and keep wrapping. All right, now all the copper wire's done. We have a pulling point from the front. Now once we slide the actual bait in place, it's gonna be a nice pop-in bait with a big profile. We take the chuggers from 4 inches long, we buy them and just come down just to cover the head. We just want that big pop coming from there. Now we either to rig the bait, we're either gonna have a rigging needle. If you've dropped yours overboard like I have, we're just gonna take a copper wire and double it over to pull this, then we're gonna use this to pull the chugger in place. So if you lose your needle, all you need is another copper wire. We'll go right through here, pull it through, everything in place. Now this rig is ready to go. We're gonna set in the cooler just like it is. When it's time to deploy it, we're gonna put our hook right here, pull tight, a couple extra knots, and we're done. But for now, this is how we're going into the cooler for the night.